go over a couple of things that I did right away when we got our 25 Rockwood Geo Pro. A couple things that I want to do right away. Easy stuff that we'll go around and I'll show you the different things we do. The first things I did was right here. You have access right inside to the same area. So what I did, I bought a 1-inch rubber grommet. Amazon, like packs of Tether or whatever. Then drill the hole in there. Plug that grommet. I also have another 1-inch grommet that has a little hole in it. So what I can do is I can bring anything out from here, tie it to a flagpole mount, lights or whatever I want to do if I want to go up the ladder. And on the inside, really easy with this USB port. Again, it also shows me the current voltage I have on my batteries. Really easy to connect. It's just a hole, a couple of screws. Gotta have a hole saw, and then all the wiring's already back there. So just tie into the existing wiring that's there. Again, I can run it right out through that hole. Power it in the flagpole, whatever I want. I think one of the first things I did was put these Rodent repeller things in. It's test mode. It's silent otherwise. It blinks. It's ultrasonic. Takes 3 AA batteries. Lasts 2-3 months on the thing. Again, relatively inexpensive from Amazon. That's it. Much better for keeping rooms away. Next thing I did was I didn't really have to do much. I bought these little D-rings. Again, from Home Depot, from Amazon. You probably get it from Home Depot too. And we pulled the existing screws out and put these through a couple different locations for a couple reasons. The main one is that this one right here, at least, I'm always hooking my dog to, so I'll hook his leash up to this. And that way he's right here. He's just a little dog. I don't know if I'd want to trust that to a big Rottweiler or big husky or something, but our little guy is only about 20 pounds or so he's not going to pull much on this. Also, I got these stainless steel covers. They have a little spring in there. You've probably seen this on a bunch of other videos too. Keep wasp nests from getting in there. It comes with a little tool to poke in there. It can be kind of difficult to push that tool all the way in there and get the hook in the little cross that's in there. And every so often, while the grade is stainless steel, the spring is not. For some reason, it doesn't look like. So I'll just spray that with some WD-40 rust inhibitor every so often. Just a quick little spray. You don't want to spray much in there because that's your heat output for your. Put another one of those. This thing's full, of course. Another one of those. Control back down in there. So I put one in the front, one in the back. I also can't really see real well in here just because it's so full of stuff. This is a little more advanced, but I updated the lights in here. There used to just be one little light right here. Just that little disc light with a little punch in the middle. But it didn't give you a whole lot of light, especially at night when you're trying to unload anything, which half the time I'm unloading happens to be at night. So I put a switch in here. It goes all the way through. And this, first of all, you didn't have a switch here. I added that switch, and you can get that again from Amazon. It was just a little tap light in here to push the button. And half the time I had trouble finding the light, just feel around in here in the dark trying to find it to hit the light. So I added this thing and then used some tape light in here as well. So you see I put the tape light on the ribs up inside, and it also works both ways, since this side goes all the way through. I also have a switch in here too, so you shut it off from either side. On this side, and if I push the stuff all the way through, get it back out, come back over here, turn it off from either side. Takes a little more advanced wiring. Again, I'm an electrician, so I've done this for years. It is just 12 volts, so it's not really that difficult if you know what you're doing. Just wire it up like a regular old three-way switch, and then every so often see if I can get in there. You can see the connections I made with the tape lights. So again, that's the same tape light that I just put up on the hood and have put up inside in the bathroom as well. A little more advanced, but so something that's fun to do and gives me a heck of a lot more light when I'm trying to unload it. And I also put one of those D-rings over here because for some reason, and I don't know if we ever would be, but for some reason we're camping in a shadier area, or I just, I don't know, I just don't want my stuff getting ripped off. You can put a padlock around this and across here. Granted, if they have a Phillips screwdriver, they can still walk away with it, but you know, half the time you make things difficult for thieves and it'll just prevent it. Because if thieves were not lazy, they'd just get real jobs, right? The thing I did for ours, which is pretty easy, is replace these little guys. The ones that came with it are pretty chintzy. They really didn't stick very well. These ones, I'm not gonna pull the cover off. This face comes off and there's a couple of sturdier screws in there. They just hook to the existing wiring that's in there. I mean, yeah, you need to like snip it and strip it and then wire nut it or put a little butt splice or something on it, but they're really easy if you're halfway handy with any tools to get these things swapped out. Also gives us a USB-C, a couple different USB-As, so we can charge multiple things at once. I'll mount there, drops into here, mounts up there, goes all the way up top. I didn't want to keep taking it down every night, so I don't know if you're a fan of Olight or not. I use Olights quite a bit, and I've got, it comes with a mount. That's what that guy is right there. It just sticks on there with two-sided tape. And I have this Olight Prowess. It's pretty cool. It's got this way, and then you flip the switch, and it lights this way. It's magnetic. You guys will need to find something magnetic first. Then it'll stick to stuff, and that way if you light it up, it'll light your path. And stick it on I don't know, anything magnetic, and it holds pretty well. One of the things I like about it is that it is outdoor rated. It's got an outdoor rating, so you can leave it outdoors. And it comes with this little nerd pocket carrier thing. But what it also does is when it's on, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Slides it there, and now it protects my light, or it lights my flag all night long. Yeah, you gotta remember to come out and turn it off and take it back inside, but it's kind of cool to be able to leave my flag up all night long. One more thing I put on there with these reflective stickers. If these are out, I can't tell you how many times I run into these dang things. One there, one on each side there. And I also put one into the which also makes it a lot easier to see in the backup camera when you're trying to back up and match that ball thing that I did. I was thinking now, is this future solar on the side? So I find it great. You have solar panel and all that. I don't know anybody that's going to want to have wires like sticking straight out or down here and going all the way out or whatever. So they have 90s to do these. You hook into that ground mount system. What I had to do on this, so I had to flip this over actually. I had to pull these 4 screws, pull this thing out, flip it around, put it back in, because initially when I had done it, it was facing up, and I couldn't find another one that had the male-female reverse, so it would be facing down. Not a big deal. There's already a rubber gasket on there, foam rubber or whatever. So you just make sure you don't strip it out when you tighten it back up. But at least now, I'm going to plug in a ground mount system if we're trying camping. This will go straight down, and I can run out underneath and connect to something else. And last but not least for right now, one of the critical stickers. Like that one. to any of you who are fans of Christmas Vacation. Got our stickers up. On the other side of the slide too, so that way both sides can enjoy it.